Hello and welcome to Canada Immigration Express. In this video, we will guide you through the process of accurately completing your assessment application. To get started, the first step is to visit the official CanadaImmigrationExpress.com website and click on the Login button. After entering your credentials, simply click on the Submit button to proceed. Our goal is to ensure that you have all the information and support needed to navigate this process smoothly and efficiently. Let's dive in and take a closer look at how to fill out your application correctly. Personal information. First name. Enter your given name as it appears on official documents. Last name. Input your family name or surname. Gender. Select the gender you identify with from the options provided. Email address. Type in your email address. Make sure it's one you currently have access to. Verify. Email address. Re-enter your email address to confirm it's correct. Country code and phone number. First, select Mobile as your phone number type. Then, choose your country code from the drop-down menu and enter your mobile phone number in the space provided. Additional phone number. If possible, provide an additional phone number where you can be reached. This could be a home or office number. What is your nationality? Indicate the country of your citizenship. Do you have an additional nationality? If you hold dual citizenship, specify the other country here. Current country of residence. Specify the country where you currently live. What is your status in your current country of residence? Indicate your current status in your current country of residence. City. Enter the name of the city you reside in. Street. Type in your street address. Zip code, postal code. Provide the zip or postal code of your area. Date of birth. Choose your date of birth from the calendar widget or type it in the format requested by the form. Marital status. Select the option that best describes your current marital status. Here are the definitions for your convenience. Common law partners. You've lived with your partner in a marital type relationship for at least 1 year. Divorced. You are officially separated and have legally ended your marriage. Legally separated. You are still married, but no longer living with your spouse. Married. You and your partner have had a ceremony that legally binds you to each other, recognized both in the country where it was performed and in Canada. Widowed. You had a spouse or common law partner who is now deceased, and you have not been in a marital type relationship for the past 12 months. Single. You have never been married and are not in a common law relationship. Do you have any dependent children? Answer yes if you have children who meet the criteria described. Otherwise, select no. Photo upload. If you're including a photo on your assessment application, ensure it meets the requirements. The photo should be in color with the person facing forward, like in a passport photo. Digital camera. The resolution should be at least 600 x 600 pixels. Scanned photo. The print should measure at least 2 x 2 inches, 50 mm x 50 mm. Follow the instructions for uploading your photo. If you cannot upload it now, note the option to send it via email later. Remember, providing accurate and truthful information is crucial, as this information will likely be verified during the application process. Dependents. If you indicated in the personal information section that you have dependent children, you will need to complete the dependents section of your assessment application. In the dependent #1 section of your application, you will be providing information about your first dependent child. It's crucial to accurately fill in the first name, last name, and date of birth of your dependent child to ensure your application is processed correctly. A child can be considered a dependent if they meet one of the following criteria. The child is under the age of 22 and is not married or in a common law partnership. The child is over the age of 22, but has relied heavily on the financial support of a parent since before turning 22 due to a physical or mental condition. Language skills. Filling out the language section is a crucial part of your assessment application for Canadian immigration. This section allows you to self-assess your proficiency in English and French, Canada's 2 official languages. Your abilities in reading, listening, writing, and speaking in each language are evaluated to determine your level of communication skills. Assess your ability to understand English and French. Think about how well you can communicate and comprehend. Choose the option that best represents your skill level, ranging from basic to advanced. Please note that you will later need to achieve a specific score on an authorized language test, such as the IELTS for English or the TEF for French. in order to prove your language proficiency level and to receive any relevant points toward Canadian immigration. Adaptability. Filling out the adaptability section is an important part of your assessment application for Canadian immigration. This section helps to assess your ties to Canada, your ability to support yourself and your family, and your potential contribution to Canadian society. Here's how to approach each question step by step. Did you or your spouse or common law partner study in Canada? Answer yes if you or your spouse or common law partner have ever studied in Canada at any educational level. This includes any formal education like college, university, or vocational training programs. Answer no if neither of you has studied in Canada. Has your spouse or common law partner completed high school, secondary school? Select yes if your spouse or common law partner has completed the equivalent of Canadian high school. Select no if they have not. Has your spouse or common law partner had any education or training other than high school, secondary school? Answer yes if they have pursued any form of education beyond high school, including college, university, or vocational training. Answer no if they have not pursued any education beyond high school. Then you'll need to provide information about your spouse or common law partner's highest level of education after high school. Choose from the following options: doctorate level, master's degree, 2 or more post-secondary credentials, one of which is a 3-year or longer post-secondary credential, 3-year or longer post-secondary credential, 2-year post-secondary credential, 1-year post-secondary credential, secondary school. Next, you'll need to enter the total number of years of education your spouse or common law partner has completed, starting from primary school. Make sure to count all the years of formal education. Then, you'll be asked if your spouse or common law partner has completed at least 2 years of post-secondary education in Canada after reaching the age of 17. Select yes, no, or I don't know, based on their educational background. Moving on, indicate whether you or your spouse/common law partner have worked full-time in Canada for at least 1 year. Choose yes, no, or I don't know, based on your work experience in Canada. You'll also need to answer if you or your spouse/common law partner currently have a job offer from a Canadian employer. If your spouse or partner has a job offer at the time of filling out the application, select yes. If not, choose no. Lastly, provide information about any family members or relatives you or your spouse/common law partner have living in Canada who are 18 years old or older. Select yes if you have relatives in Canada, or no if you do not. Tips for completing these sections. Accuracy is key. Provide truthful and accurate information to avoid any delays or issues with your application. Documentation. Be prepared to provide documentation for your claims, such as diplomas, certificates, job offers, or proof of relationship to family members in Canada. Understand the impact. These factors can significantly impact your eligibility and scoring under various Canadian immigration programs, such as the Federal Skilled Worker Program and the Quebec Regular Skilled Worker Program. Spouse language skills. When filling out the section regarding your spouse's or common law partner's language skills in English and French, it's important to note that receiving points for adaptability based on your spouse's or common law partner's English or French skills requires them to achieve a specific score on an authorized language test, such as the IELTS for English or the TEF for French. Ensure that your spouse or partner has taken the test and include their scores in the spouse language skills section. These scores are crucial for enhancing your application's adaptability points, directly impacting your eligibility for becoming a Canadian. Finances. In the finances part of the adaptability section, you'll be asked to provide detailed information about your financial situation. This information is crucial for demonstrating your ability to support yourself and your family upon moving to Canada. Below is a step-by-step guide on how to accurately fill out this section. Estimated net worth in US dollars. Calculate your net worth. Your net worth is the sum of all your assets, what you own, minus the sum of all your liabilities, what you owe. Assets can include cash, investments, properties, and other valuables. Liabilities may include mortgages, loans, and other debts. Convert to US dollars. If your assets and liabilities are not already in US dollars, you'll need to convert them to US dollars using the current exchange rate. Many online currency converters can help you with this calculation. Family's annual income in US dollars. Calculate annual income. Sum up all sources of income for your family over the past year. This includes salaries, business income, investment returns, and any other income sources. Convert to US dollars. If your income is not in US dollars, convert it using the current exchange rate. Enter annual income. Input the total annual income of your family in US dollars in the designated field. Estimate how much money you will have available to transfer to Canada at the time of your move. This should include savings, funds from asset sales, or any other liquid assets. Convert to Canadian dollars. Convert the amount you plan to bring to Canadian dollars using the current exchange rate. Enter available funds. Input the total amount in Canadian dollars that you will have available upon moving to Canada. Additional tips. Documentation. Be prepared to provide documentation for your financial information, such as bank statements, asset valuations, and income verifications. Sufficient funds. The Government of Canada requires new immigrants to have enough funds to support themselves and their families during the first 6 months. Make sure the amount you specify meets or exceeds this requirement. Accuracy and honesty. Ensure all the financial information you provide is accurate and truthful. Misrepresenting your financial situation can have serious consequences for your application. By following these steps and tips, you'll be able to complete the finances section of your assessment application with confidence, providing clear and accurate information about your financial readiness for the move. Education and work experience. This section of your application is pivotal in detailing your educational background and work experience, which are crucial factors in the assessment for Canadian immigration. It's important to fill out this section accurately and comprehensively in either English or French. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to complete this part. Higher education. If you have pursued further education after high school, indicate whether you have completed a higher level of education and received a degree, diploma, or certificate. Select yes or no. Full-time paid work experience. Indicate whether you have any full-time paid work experience in the past 10 years. Full-time work is defined as at least 37.5 hours a week. Answer yes or no. Optional CV resume upload. Uploading your CV resume. Though not mandatory, uploading a detailed CV or resume in English or French can be beneficial. Your CV should include your educational background, work experience, skills, and any other relevant information that could support your application. Tips for completing this section. Accuracy. Ensure all information is accurate and truthful. Double-check dates, spellings, and details. Documentation. Have copies of diplomas, degrees, certificates, and employment letters ready, as you might need to provide these as part of your application process. Comprehensive details. Include all relevant educational and professional experiences, since they can significantly impact your application's success. Even if you think some part of your education or a job is not directly related to your intended field of work in Canada, it's important to include it. Education. To accurately complete the education section of your assessment application, follow these concise steps. Educational institution. Type. Select the type of educational institution you attended. Options include university, college or institute, community, junior college, trade/vocational/career school, and high school, secondary school. Type of program. Choose the highest level of education you've completed. Options range from doctoral level to secondary school. If you hold multiple credentials, select the one that best represents your highest level of education. Major field of study. Enter the specific area of your study, such as electrical engineering. If you don't have a major, type none. Name of educational institution. Provide the name of the school or institution where you completed your studies. Date from and date to. Fill in the start and end dates of your educational program in the format provided. Remember to use the +Add More option to include all relevant education. Failing to report any part of your educational background may result in ineligibility. Always ensure the information is accurate and complete. Experience. To complete the experience section of your assessment application, Follow these straightforward steps. Employer/company name. Enter the name of the company or employer where you worked. Date from. Specify the start date of your employment in the format requested. Occupation. Select your most recent occupation from the provided list. If your specific occupation isn't listed, choose Other, and a box will appear for you to enter your occupation. This section is crucial for identifying the type of work experience you have. Position. Clearly specify the position you held at the company. Country of employment. Indicate the country where you were employed. Job responsibilities. Provide a brief description of your job duties, ensuring it doesn't exceed 250 characters. Focus on key responsibilities and tasks. Reference. This is optional. If available, include the name, position, and phone number of a reference who can verify your employment. Use the +add more option to include each relevant job you've held in the last 10 years. It's essential to detail all your work experience within this timeframe to avoid issues with eligibility. Ensure all information is accurate and comprehensive for a smooth application process. Once you have finished filling out your assessment application, be sure to click on the Submit My Application button. Filling out each section of your application accurately and thoroughly is crucial in your journey to becoming a Canadian. From detailing your personal information and language skills to meticulously documenting your educational background and work experience, every piece of information contributes to a clearer picture of your suitability and adaptability. By following the step-by-step guides provided, you will be equipped to deliver a thorough and precise application. Remember, honesty and completeness in your application not only reflects your integrity, but also significantly increases your chances of success. We recommend that you approach this process with care and optimism. By carefully compiling and presenting all the necessary information, you will be one step closer to achieving your goals in Canada.